Hi guys, Howl of Howie here, and I'm hoping that you can hear me. Today is pretty windy and I absolutely love it. Okay, so I wanted to come on and just tell you guys a little bit about my story. I was born just like you guys were, a shooting star, pure cosmic energy consciousness, okay? Once I came to earth, just like you guys, I was given a few things to identify myself with, such as gender. I was given a name, then a weight and a size, a family and a language, a culture and a religion. I mean, how many of you guys can relate to that, right? So in all of this, when it comes to family, my family, my mom had 3, my dad had 3, and then they together had 5. So they gave birth to my older sister. She's only 2 years older than me, and she's so beautiful. She was so quiet. She was so calm. She sucked her 2 fingers and she just minded her business, and she was so perfect that they just wanted to shoot for another one. Now, she was unexpected. They said she snuck up on them, probably why she was so quiet. So 2 years later, they decided that they wanted to have a boy. And they made their intentions to have a boy. Mom got pregnant, and guess what? They had me. All of the characteristics of a boy when it comes to being a tomboy, running, jumping, being extremely loud. I came out of the belly doing cartwheels, complete opposite of my sister. Now, my parents used to say, I wish I could put you guys in a washing machine and measure and balance you out. Okay? When it came to the 2 points that my parents decided, their goals were to stay married, which they've been married for, I believe it's almost 50 years now, and congratulations to them. And the second goal was to keep their family in the religious community, and they're still in that community. Congratulations to them. Those are their 2 main goals, was to raise their family in that community, and they did. Why I'm telling you that part is because the community was a cult. Something I grew up in. And if you know anything about a cult, it's only one way of thinking, one mindset, one belief, and they work together in unison, all in one. Everything is just one. You dress alike, you look alike, you talk alike, you act alike, you think alike, you be alike. There isn't any individualism. And so I myself I had this inner knowing that I'm different. I am extremely different. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm going to do what I want. And so I was rebellious, and I broke a lot of rules, like the rules in the religion. Okay, not legal law rules. So I don't know if any of you can relate to that, but there was this inner knowing in me that there was so much more to life. Now, we were homeschooled. We didn't go out and hang out with people outside of our religion and outside of our community. And so once I got through high school, all homeschooled through high school, when I got into college, that was when the reality hit me. I was completely dumb to the world. All around me was sheep, wolves in sheep clothing. Okay? I had no idea my up from down. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I was in school taking computer technology because it was something my dad told me the world was going to be operated on a computer in the future. So go ahead, flower. Just go ahead and get into, take computer technology. So I started in that field. And what I realized is that the people in college, they really didn't listen to their parents. They had their own lives. They were so experienced. They ran circles around me, okay? Literally ran circles around me. And so I found a boyfriend, and this is what everybody was doing. They were having relationships. So I decided to get into a relationship. Still trying to please my parents. I had moved out. I was still trying to please my parents, and I would call them. The first, I think 3 to 5 years, they ignored my calls. But then once they realized that I wasn't coming back after college, they, I guess started taking my phone calls. I was in this relationship with this guy who completely physically abused me. I didn't even think to get out because I was used to being mentally abused, unaware that I was anybody or any had anything going for me. I was just completely unaware of everything. I would just listen to whatever he told me. The way I got out of that relationship was because, and I was just a kid. I was seriously a kid. I was calling my mom and I was like, this dude is hitting me. But my parents, remember, they don't believe in breaking up. She was telling me to marry him. And I was just like, I knew something wasn't right. I was like, yeah. And so one day he beat me so bad and he left, and his mom came over. And his mom said, honey, leave him. She spoke life into me. She told me how beautiful I was, how powerful, how strong, how confident, how intelligent. I honestly had no idea, no real concept of self. And I was like, where am I gonna go? And she was like, she talked to one of her daughters who were married, and they let me stay in one of their rooms, and that's how I got away from that relationship. But mentally, I was still under mind control. I was still able to be controlled by anybody and anything because I had no consciousness of myself, no self-awareness. And so once I got into that part, I really honestly didn't have anything against him. I'm very forgiving. And when he would abuse me, I would forgive him almost like a kitten. You could throw a kitten and they can shake their head off and then they'll come sit right back down on your lap. I was like that. And in a way, I didn't know that forgiveness was a gift. I just forgave because it was something that it came to me easy. So anyway, once I got finished that period of my life, I got into sales. It was like I was in sales and retail, and I became manager, and all of a sudden I started to get like abuse from my manager, and a lot of those things started to help me come into the realization that what am I doing to attract this life? So I moved from that state. I bounced from state to state trying to find myself. I came to another state some years later, and I got in another relationship. This time in this relationship, I got a kid. And it was mentally abusive. Oh my goodness. And I got also from that state, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own business. So I got into an MLM company, and they started talking about self-development, self-awareness. Praise the Lord. Okay? Self-development, self-awareness, reading books, helping yourself to grow. Then I realized that, wait a minute, what is self-awareness? What is, how do I do this again? And I started loving to read and taking action and believing in myself. And then that inner knowing that I was more than enough, that inner knowing that I was put here for a greater purpose, that shining star that was not shining anymore, that cosmic energy that I radiated so naturally was now suppressed within me. So I started reading these books and taking these self-development and taking speaking classes and taking healing classes, Reiki healing classes, and all of these things were natural gifts in me anyway. But in order to craft my gift, I had to go get taught how to speak. I had to go get taught how to heal specifically. I had to go get certified. And so now I'm here at this point where I have these certifications and I'm not walking in my authority, not actually letting myself be who I am. So I'm telling you this to say, when it comes to believing in yourself and that inner knowing, if any of you have that inner knowing, some people never ever feel their intuition. They never realize what it is. They never feel that inner knowing. If you have that, or if you don't have that, the power of this story is to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, speak it to yourself with affirmations, affirm it on a daily basis. Set yourself apart from everyone. You are different too. I knew all of my life I was different. I knew all of my life I had powers. I used to think that I was bionic. You have powers too. You just have to separate yourself long enough to know and find out what it is. You cannot hear with all of the music. You cannot hear with all of the people. You cannot hear with all the drinking and the smoking and the partying on the weekends. You have to, even Will Smith said he took himself away from his family for 2 years to get clear. He had to detox all of whatever was in there so he could be stronger man for his family. And look at him now. You have people shaking his hand and holding and worshiping him. That's on them. Because the same power that he holds, you hold too. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to have to redo this, but this is just to get this out here. I want you guys to know that you are powerful beings and walk in your power. And if you need me to help you with that, you can reach me on How of Power on Facebook. You can reach me How of Power Instagram, How of Power on YouTube, and How of Power 8@gmail.com. It's all spelled the same, HOWAPOWER 8@gmail.com, and you can find me on all the other social medias. If you need help with healing and you're serious about it, we can talk about payments, we can talk about sessions, we can talk about whatever it is that you need, but first we have to go through an assessment. That's my time. Thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you guys soon.